Carolyn, here to share another channeled message from the Light Keepers, a group of angelic beings I channel for your awakening and ascension journey support. So today we're going to talk about the solstice coming up on December 21st and the great conjunction between Saturn and Jupiter. So most of you probably understand how long it's been since that conjunction has happened, and I'm no astrologist, but I do know that it is a powerful time. December is a powerful time. And as we're moving into the solstice, it's becoming even more powerful. So I've got a channel for you today on the solstice for December 2020 from the Light Keepers. And, you know, they're talking more and more these days. I think this is 5 pages. So it's very interesting. They give, just kind of a little setup for this, they give some metaphors. And I was going to comment on this in the end, but I think I'll just mention it now. So what I'm realizing is some of the things they mention in the channel may not be literal to everyone, but they may be to many of us. And I think you'll see what I'm talking about as we get into the channel. So they have a lot of what you might just consider to be metaphors because they talk about things happening. Oh, okay, they just said, okay, I haven't even gotten started with the channel, and they just said it depends on the eyes you have. What eyes do you choose to use to see with? Oh my gosh, and now they're showing the third eye. Okay, so like your inner knowing versus, okay, depends on the eyes you see with, and you'll see what we're talking about with respect to this. Anyway, it's a powerful channel. It's got a lot going on in it. And I have to say, you know, usually I don't understand everything they're talking about, and we're just going to kind of leave it at that so that you can have your own interpretation as well. And what I always say is hopefully you take one thing away, at least in these channels, for your awakening and ascension journey. So that's the puzzle of your life that you're putting together, and I hope to help you out with these videos. So I'm Carolyn, I'm a channel, I'm a distance energy healer, and I'm a spiritual awakening mentor, and I offer these channels for your awakening and ascension journey support. Thank you for everybody who's here. For those of you who are new, below you're going to see in the description box a way to get more free content. I channel poems from the Light Keepers all the time, and I channel support poems and sayings for your weekly journey. So below you're going to see a link that'll take you actually to a video on flow, on how to create it in your body for health and wellness. But ultimately it leads you to once a week channeled message that you get from me. So more free content. So again, like, share, and subscribe. And I hope you'll join me in future videos. All right, we're going to get going, and I'm just going to read this. Like I said, I'm not going to have a lot to say about it, but you might want to come back to this and listen to it again, because I found that as I channeled it, you know, I never remember what I channel really. I just kind of know the highlights. Then I transcribe it, and then I kind of do this thing of, oh, that's what came through, and then I have to read it again. This time I read it 3 times, just so you know. So again, powerful, energetic times coming, lots of shift and change, and I think you're going to see that here in this channel. All right, here we go. Where you find yourself today will not be where you are tomorrow, for change is coming soon to all of humankind. The great solstice and the change will come with a flow of those entering in your way. For the great big bang, but not what you have understood to be, is coming your way to see a lighter, brighter time we find. But it is going to open up wide humankind's mind, shatter some, and awaken more too, to the things they haven't understood or have been sheltered from. The light bright that you see in time, the ball of light that you have found at the end of the year, is one grand light show in your way. For the stars will light up and come your way. Light and bright in the night sky too, over all and beneath you, sending a blaze across the night sky we find, trailing embers. But what you will find is that in a blink of an eye, an energy will come in and shift consciousness, we say too. For it will not be denied of the shift and change that has come the way of the brighter times ahead. Galactic it is, brought to you by you. For remember from whence you come. Know that you are human right now in your day, though. You understand more than you know, it is true. So open up the divine heart and soul of you. Dig deep and go inside, for this is where all the answers lie in time. You know the way forward of humankind to brighter days, and yet you also see the reason for the pathway you must all tread too. For constructs are broken down, and grassroots efforts are what build the new in your day. For as the walls come tumbling down of old energy that has abounded, others will be working in their way to create quickly a new world in time. But the great blast from afar is the ball of light you see like a star. For in your way it will come again to magnify all of what has been lost to you, and awakening in your dreams more than you can imagine of what you will see. For the splendor of this time of the solstice, the brightest of the stars we find, too, come together again to help save all of humankind in their day. But not understood it is, for most are looking for a literal interpretation, for so much is energetic, invisible to the human eye. But the light star in the night sky, we say too, is bringing in a new era, one that you may not have expected in the sense of how you will tread the next year in your way. For the solstice opens up a new pathway of the greater divine. And then I say, okay, so we came down the slippery slide, if you remember last time, for the December energy update, which I know we're still in December, but so this is part of that, and you're showing the ball of light again. You also mentioned that what this represents is the light of souls waking up. And then I say, oh, you just said waking up to their own divine. And then they say, yes, as we said, the ball of light is more than you know, activated into the skies, across the night, blazing a trail, and with those awakening come quickly into their own, shifting into their own new consciousness and time. For this is what the solstice will bring. For the two of the planets now align at a time when they have not for many years, where humankind was able to witness this amazement in their day. For as you understand their trajectory, the mind will open up and move to the next level, and taking an understanding that you have shifted and feel less connected to the human mind, and instead drawn more into the heart, floating away, feeling as though you are just drifting in time often. But the heart of you is leading even more in your way. An expansion will happen across the worldwide in time. And yet understand this also enters in the continued breaking down of the old, while the new is building in time. For one never happens without the other, we say. For creation occurs as destruction happens. So watch for this happening even further, we find. The light bright star in the night sky will enter in a new dawn, an age of humankind. Brighter days are ahead, it is true. And you, the light worker, those who have followed light-hearted ways, working on yourself, and understanding that it is you that blazes the trail for the others coming. For yes, it will be a ball of fire in the sky. And the awakening will begin from that. A greater tidal wave and surge of those that will snap open wide. The solstice will bring more of this in your day. Across the night skies you will find planets will shift and change in time. You will see what you haven't before, whether it be in your nighttime or your daytime, open to more. For the magnetic rays all around to be like elastic. And then I said, so you're saying they'll be like elastic. So I'm seeing something, I don't know what this represents, but it's around the earth. Oh, you just said magnetic rays. It's like a reverberation, you're saying. And then they say, yes, reverberation in time, pulsing light, bringing in new energies, different kinds. And then I say, so these magnetic bands, they're reverberating in and out, and it looks like things come closer, then things go further away. It is a reverberation is what I'm getting. And then they say, yes, a certain kind of energy that is offered to the earth and will also allow you to take in these energies and shift you higher to a consciousness. Moving more into the ascended times, into the pathway, further you'll find. Into the forest glade you go, blazing the trail further. And those coming from you behind are rushing down your backside. Here they are, and not understanding what hole they fell into. The rabbits, we say too. And then I say, okay, you're showing Alice in Wonderland the story, and I really need to read that book, I know. You're showing Alice in Wonderland. You're showing that a lot of people are going to be confused. I don't know if it's what they've encountered, or if this is their own individual journey, or if this is a collective thing that's going to happen. It feels like it's a metaphor, but I also feel like this is potential for actually something the collective is going to witness literally. Oh, you're saying it can be both? Oh, that's fascinating. And then they say, depending on your stance, we say, and how wide open you are. Do you turn a blind eye? Will the others look for a new way? For it is decision-making time we find. Which way will they go? And even you, those who are awakened in time, can turn your back on what is real and true and get stuck, as we have mentioned, in lies and whispering of things that are not truisms. For you know deep in your own soul, in your heart, that this is the way to center yourself. But powerful energy is opening up wide. And then I say, okay, so what you're showing me now is, I'm seeing, as we said earlier, it's like this light, whatever this light is we're talking about, is blasting awake a large group of people. And it's like a tsunami, like you said earlier. But I see all these people flooding in. It's just like they're all on this big water slide like we've talked about. And they're all flooding in. Ooh, we're going to get stunned with the number of people awakening. It feels as though this time in the awakening journey, or this time of the ascended time, something undeniable is going to happen. And they say, the perspective will shift and change of many of the galactic ways we find. Watch in the night skies, and in the daytime, for more will learn what is true, seeing for themselves as the veil further slips away. For the solstice will bring a new energy for many more years to come. It is the alignment of these planets in time. And then I say, so that's Jupiter and Saturn, as we know. And they say, yes, it is true. The two in the star system that know what to do. For as they join their energies, close connection they have in their day, offering the light from the both. The great conjunction is a function of what will happen next to humankind too. And I say, yeah, what I'm very much getting is there's a ton of energy around the solstice time, and it's like it's magnified by the fact we have Jupiter and Saturn aligning or conjuncting. And oh, you just said opening up a gateway. And they say, yes, a new gateway in time that humankind has not entered in before we find. And I say, okay, so now I'm seeing this. We're going into a portal. This is what you're showing me. It's so bright and light. I can feel it in my chest, like we are going to have to get used to a new frequency, but there's so much light. But we're actually going into, it looks like a new vortex of energy. It feels like this is going to be really interesting. It feels like the planets are going into a new vortex. I don't know if that makes any sense. Oh, you're showing me this. Like it almost looks like a wormhole, but it's a vortex of light energy. And I'm seeing the planets entering in. I see Earth entering, our planetary systems entering in, and I don't know what that means. And they say, entering a new time, one of new energy. And I say, oh, you just said uncharted waters. Wow, this is so beautiful. But what this light is going to do is it's going to be so strong that for some, it's going to help launch them forward. But for others, and other things, and constructs, and systems, it's going to break those down. So because these systems can't stay in the higher light now, the vortex of light that we're actually in, they will start crumbling. And the rebuilding is going to happen because that's at a higher dimensional, higher frequency level, higher vibration level of the new that's being built. And this will be starting to be built while the rest breaks down. So even though it's a beautiful light that we're entering in this new vortex of energy as humans, we're going to see this as rocking our boat a bit. And in some ways, possibly frightening as we see this happen. But what we have to know is this is part of the rebuilding process. And we're actually in this new light tunnel, this new frequency, this new vibration. And that is how we will create the new earth. It's almost like we were preparing for this for some time. And now with the solstice, we enter into this new vortex of light. And it's like our universe. If you were to call it a black hole, I would call it a white or a bright hole. We are totally going into new times. We're leaving. Okay, you just said leaving the dark times behind. Yeah, and I don't know what that fully means, but this is huge. I'm seeing this now. Now you're showing a ring of fire, like a ring of fire, but it's beautiful. This is the entry point from where we've been to where we are going. And it's like we're coming out, like you said, of the dark times. It's a whole era we just came out of. We're going into a new era, and this is much brighter and lighter, but the frequencies and the vibrations are so much higher that our constructs and Earth are going to shake and rattle. But everything's being rebuilt and healed, and so are humans physically and emotionally and spiritually. And the new ways of the new Earth are going to be built through new systems and processes, the way people work. And it's all grassroots. As you've said before, it's grassroots. Oh, you just said your larger structures. Yes, political, religious, etc. Oh, you just said a quaking and shaking in the boots. Okay, it's a dark energy, it's old energy. That's old energy, the way we run our governments, the way we run our schools, the way we run our healthcare, the way we run all of these big machines that run our world. Oh my gosh, that's old energy. And we had to have that to get here because this light is like a pureness I have never seen. And this vibration will allow us to continue to ascend as a collective, but to build from this. And we will build from the higher light, is what you're saying. And then they start in again and say, and those who will lead will be of the greatest of times of light workers of their kind. Others will follow in to build what they know will be the new pathway to the lighter times where the ascension will take place. For understand, it is not a place in time. It is a process, we say, of what you are going through now. Those who will guide you are the highest evolved, and along come others to learn from and participate in building in their way. For everyone, regardless of the age of their soul, whether ancient or new, holding this vibration, will be here to build the new earth. So hold fast and know these are the times you have been waiting for. Understand how they may look to the common human eye, but it is a mystery and magic that will further unwind. As you know, yesterday, we asked you to stay strong and take in this energy in your way. For you are here to build and to birth the new human, the awakened ones, we say. We leave you in light and love this day, now, and forevermore, the Light Keepers. Okay, there's your Solstice channel. So, as you can see, there's a lot going on here with, and what I thought was real interesting, because I had a lot come through me that then voices through as channeled information. So this was all channeled, okay? So I either get their words that they speak, or they'll just shoot it right through me and I'll see things and then I'll start talking and channel. So it's all channeled information, whether it's coming through me specifically or them in conversation. But the thing that was the most fascinating to me was they showed me literally this huge, like, gateway. Okay, it was a gateway is what it is. It's a circle like a ring of fire, it looked like, or it actually is a ring of light. I don't want to say fire. And all of a sudden they showed, as I mentioned, Earth going in and the planets going in. And it's like we're going into, like they said, this new era. But as we entered in, we just went into this new gateway of light. But it's a circle they showed. It's so fascinating. So anyway, also the other things that they talked about, which I said was, what eye do you bring to what you're seeing, okay? And what they talked about in the night skies, in the daytime, all of that. So it's a little bit of a mystery what they've offered us today, but I think you're going to find some things that really you resonate with and can apply here to your journey forward and the collective journey forward. I really took a lot away from this, even though it feels a little riddled a bit, but that's kind of how they talk anyway, right? So that's what I have for you today. I hope you take a little bit of something away. Like I say, a puzzle piece for the puzzle of your own journey as we travel through these amazing times together. December is huge, as you know. Energetically, there's so many things that have been happening. And here we come up with the great conjunction, Jupiter and Saturn on the solstice, as I think it's at 0 degrees Aquarius, which is a big deal. All right. So entering into a new era where we're going to start seeing shifts and changes as we move into 2021. And honestly, when they talk about the bright light, it can mean many, many, many things. And they've alluded to what it means here for us today. And I hope it helps you kind of understand what we might be seeing as we move forward, or why we will be seeing some of the things as we move forward. So thank you so much for joining me today. And I'll leave you with my website, purplerainhealing.com, where all of my services are listed. I'm offering energy healing specifically to help you through your journey on a regular basis because of all these energies that are coming in. Check it out. Energy healing for 30 minutes. And also my longer distance energy healing and channeling, where you get at least 8 pages of personal information channeled for your journey. I offer also 3 different kinds of channeled sessions and spiritual awakening mentoring, which I help you through your journey as you want to work with me regularly. So check it out. I would love to work with you. So happy solstice as we get ready to enter into a new era. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next video.